want to get started on your way to earning
Alrighty. We're doing a couple different things today. So if you're catching this, then welcome. Got it. All right. What's going on, Mark? So we're doing a little experimenting today. It's been quite a while since I've done a live stream, so I'm playing with some new software and trying to see how everything looks and what I want to do. Working with some powerful live streaming software, so I'm excited to use it, but because I haven't live streamed in a while, there's just a little bit of catch up. So I decided I would go live and kind of work out some of those things. Plus, if you want to hear about it, I can tell you about how I became a full-time content creator after 5 years working on YouTube and doing the thing. Hey, Dr. Elo, good to see you. And then I didn't. It's kind of an interesting story, but we can get into that while we're messing around. But the first thing I'm interested in knowing is what the quality looks like here. Let me know if you can hear me okay, if the video quality looks sharp on your end, and we can mess around with some of the features of this software. So the software that I'm using now is called Ecamm Live. And this is probably one of my first couple live streams from the MacBook Pro. I've had it for a while now, but everything is different with it. So it's been kind of a very slow process for me to kind of dive in and learn how everything works on both the MacBook and also Ecamm. So far, it's been pretty easy to go live on Ecamm, but I'm still trying to get up to speed on the MacBook Pro. Having done Windows for such a long time, it is definitely a major adjustment to go to Mac from Windows. There's some things that don't feel intuitive, and they feel a bit cumbersome, but I know that's just me to a certain degree being really embedded in the way that I used to do things. So we're hoping that as I continue to do this, as I do things like go live with the MacBook, it's going to certainly become easier. Hey, Edward and Earth Central, good to see you guys out there. Hope everybody is doing well. It's been such a long time since I've done a live stream. As I mentioned earlier, this is the first one in quite a while. Hopefully it's going to be something that I'm able to do more often going forward. That is certainly the goal here as well, but you have to learn by doing. So my goal here today is simply to get a live stream out there and work on the entire process. Let me know, I see that Dr. Elo says super sharp and sound is on point. So hopefully there's no lag in the audio and my face. If there is lag, definitely let me know. But I've seen the amazing things that people can do with Ecamm, so I'm excited to be able to use that to do my own live streams, but at the same time, I kind of have to rebuild everything that I used to use. Used to go the route of OBS, used to be on a Windows machine. Now I'm on a MacBook Pro and using Ecamm, so there's definitely going to be a learning curve there as well. But I did want to share a story with you today. For those of you who have followed the channel, you know that one of my goals is certainly to become a full-time creator. And actually, a couple weeks ago, that became a reality. But it became a reality due to a mix of situations that kind of presented themselves. And I wanted to share that with you a little bit here. I see a quick question in the chat. Let's do that first. So I got a quick question. I've been making a lot more ad revenue than I'm used to making. How can I determine what is from my channel growing and what is the result of inflation? You can certainly see which videos people are spending money on. Sometimes an increase in revenue can just be because somebody's running an ad campaign that targets your specific type of content. I've certainly seen videos where for a day or a couple days, the earnings, the revenue that you're getting on that is like double or higher than what you're used to getting. And that may be because of a specific advertiser whose money is being placed on your channel. So what you can do is you can drill into your analytics, look at the revenue, see which videos it's coming from, and then that can kind of give you an idea of where it occurred. You can look at the RPM on that and see if it's from a specific video, see if one video is higher than the other. And it could just be a situation where somebody had a particular campaign that hit one of your videos pretty well, and you were able to earn some money that way. So good to see everybody pop in. I appreciate you stopping by, given the fact that I haven't been live on this channel and probably, my goodness, it's probably been over a year, hasn't it? But just want to let you know everything is going well. Last week, I was able to head down to Florida. I spoke at VidFest as part of the Amazon, what did they end up calling it? Amazon Influence. It was basically a combination of Amazon live content where they were showing everybody how the Amazon live process works. And myself and a couple others went down to speak on Amazon shoppable video, which, if you don't know, is a really awesome opportunity for all of us to make a ton of money. Actually, it's a butt ton of money. That's an official term. Look it up. It has been very good for me and just about everybody I know who has participated in it. So if you qualify to become an Amazon influencer, definitely sign up for that. They don't tell you specifically what that requirement looks like, but if you're part of the YouTube Partner Program, if you have an active channel, there's a good chance you may be able to qualify for Amazon influencer. So definitely check that out. There's a video on my channel about exactly what you have to do to apply for that. There's a link in that video as well to get to their application page. But you can do it using your YouTube following, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok now, I believe, are the 4 that you can use to get into the influencer program. So that's definitely worth looking into. And during the talk we had down there in Florida, the simplest way I could think to share that with people is 3 hours a week and $5,000 a month. That's what I've been able to receive from that program. Just putting in 3 hours a week, making videos for Amazon products, and getting a very comfortable $5,000 each and every month from that revenue stream. So if you're looking for hot revenue streams, Amazon influencer is definitely the way to go. Absent Rule, what's going on, man? So good to see you. Good to see that you are out there as well. Everything is going well here. As I mentioned by the title of this live stream, I was going to talk about how I became a full-time content creator, how that's been kind of a dream and a goal of mine, and then what actually came to pass that kind of changed exactly how that all unfolded. So I'm going to get into that story now. I think it's kind of an interesting story. I don't know if you believe in fate or faith or whatever you want to call it, but the way that everything unfolded for me was quite interesting, and it is definitely worth sharing the story. So I had worked at a company for the past 9 years. Now, in recent times, there were some changes at that company that had led me to understand that my job probably wouldn't last forever. So I ended up resigning from that company 2 or 3 weeks ago was my last, I think it was like two and a half. It's all a blur now, but a couple weeks ago was my last day. When I left that day, I was officially a full-time content creator. Now, that is, like I said, something that I've wanted for a long time. Another thing that I've been involved with for a long time were these specialized tests that I took to get a specific position with a government agency. And I took them years ago, and basically the way it works, you take the tests, you get a score, and then you are put on lists, and when these positions come up, they reach out to you, and they will ask you if you want to apply, yes or no, and then every once in a while you may get called for an interview for a particular job. So the day after I knew that I was leaving that other company, I get a call for an interview for that job. It's literally been years that I've been on those lists that I went and I spent hours taking those tests to get on those lists. And the day or a couple days after, I think it was literally the day after I made the decision, I get a call for an interview. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll do the interview. If it in fact becomes something, then it's an opportunity I certainly have to take. Otherwise, I'm just going to continue to be a full-time content creator. So for that following week, I went through the process with them. I went to an interview and I did that whole thing. And I just decided if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. I'm not going to sweat it. And lo and behold, after years and years of being on that list, I was offered a position the day after, well, a process that started the day after I left my other company. So, divine intervention, fate, whatever you want to call it. It was an opportunity to do something that I had wanted to do for a while, and it was an offer that I just couldn't pass up. So I am right now. I haven't started that position yet. As of now, I am a full-time content creator, but I will be starting that position in the near future. So I've had the opportunity to live the life of both the full-time content creator now for a few weeks and get some stuff done that I've been meaning to get done, but also I am heading into a new career that I'm probably going to have for quite a while. It's a much different thing than what I was doing before. In a variety of different ways, but it allows me the ability, hopefully, to be able to do more on my side, as well as have get in on that opportunity that I've wanted to be a part of for a while. So that is basically how everything went down. It was literally a situation where everything just fell perfectly into place in terms of timing. We were planning a trip down to Florida for me to speak at VidFest and also to bring the family down to Disney. And everything just lined up perfect. We did that last week. We went down to Florida. I spoke at VidFest. It was a great time, great people. They put on a great event. Plus, I was able to spend several days at Disney in the parks and all that stuff with the family. And it just, the couldn't have worked out any better in terms of how things happen. And to me, that seems a bit like some intervention, in terms of how perfect it all became. So I'm very blessed for that, lucky to have all those opportunities come my way. And we're still going to continue to be able to expand what I've been doing here. Now on a channel that bears my name. We're going to make some changes on the channel. We went from Creator Fundamentals to Dan Courier on the channel, and that's going to allow us to do some additional things as well. So I appreciate you guys all coming to hang out. Super Dave, good to see you out there in the chat. For those of you who just joined the live stream, this is my first live stream in I don't know how long, but it's good to kick the tires on this. As I mentioned before, I am now on a MacBook Pro. I'm now using Ecamm Live, and they're all new to me. So we're trying to do the best we can. Obviously, we have no bells and whistles in this live stream. First things first, we have to go out and have a live stream that is successful, able to communicate with all of you, and be able to do these more often going forward. Once I get everything built and set up in Ecamm the way I want it, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be easy to hop on and do more frequent live streams, and I'm excited about that. And I appreciate all of you who have stopped in the chat. Let's see. Evolutionary Tom, congratulations on all your accomplishments. Sounds like someone is looking out for you. Happy for your entire family. Yeah, I mean, definitely. Somebody above is putting everything in place for me and my family, and I truly appreciate that. And, one thing I will say is that when you are considering something like doing, going full-time or leaving a position you've been at for a while, getting started in what we do and making content and starting to develop your own revenue streams goes so far in reducing stress, giving you the confidence to move forward, and knowing that if you lose that job today, you're not going to go hungry. Your family's not going to be homeless. You have developed skills and a way to generate money that's always going to come in. Even if the existing revenue that I make on a variety of different streams were to end today, I have the skills to create other ones. I can create other revenue streams in a bunch of different areas, and it's an exciting opportunity to have, especially for all of us who make content. So that's kind of the stuff we're going to be talking about going forward. as I push this channel towards 100,000 subscribers. I kind of let it relax for about a year while I was focused on the Amazon shoppable video. So now I basically have to drag it to the finish line because YouTube does not reward a channel that's not putting out a ton of amazing content. So we are going to get it to 100,000 subscribers, that's for sure. And we're exploring different ways to do that here on the channel, just as a side personal goal. But more importantly, we're going to try to bring you the value to actually help you do that thing, create your freedom, be able to learn the skills that make it so you are not dependent on your boss or another company or another entity or a platform for that matter. These are skills that you're going to be able to apply in a bunch of different ways, and you're definitely going to be able to create multiple revenue streams. One of the things we're going to talk about is the idea that with passive revenue, which is what I've always focused on, passive is kind of a misnomer because it does take some effort, but it's when and how and where you put that energy that really makes all the difference, because we can have those revenue streams that do earn us money while we sleep. Amazon, for example, every morning I wake up and I click the refresh button and I'm making $200 a day just from that one revenue stream. So there are amazing opportunities out there. And if you're always looking for new ones, you certainly have the ability to generate some life-changing income. That doesn't mean it's $1 million. It doesn't mean you're making six figures or that you need to make six figures, but you have a solid $20,000, $50,000, $70,000 that you're making above and beyond your actual day-to-day career. That is huge in helping to relieve the stress and anxiety of what may be going on at work. It gives you the flexibility to not be at the mercy of somebody else's will. And to me, that's really important. And it's a backup plan. You can still explore other things. You can go out and find new career opportunities. Going full-time and being a full-time content creator is a great thing to say, but if you have the time and you enjoy working at another career, there's certainly nothing wrong with that. I know creators of all different shapes and sizes that certainly have full-time careers in addition to the highly successful content that they're bringing to YouTube and other platforms. So it's just a great opportunity. There's skills that are going to continue to help you in whatever it is you want to do. And for us, I don't know if you're on my newsletter, but uploadrevenue.com is a free newsletter I put out where I talk about the different ways to make money on both Amazon and YouTube. So if you haven't signed up for that, you can sign up for free on the newsletter. It's uploadrevenue.com. And each week I just share information, including progress on Amazon and what my numbers look like and all of that. So definitely worth keeping tabs on that. And hey, cheer, Val X, welcome to the live stream. Small Nail Designs, good to see you as well. I see Int4D, good to see you out there also. But so it's just good to be live for the first time in a long time. There's a variety of different things that I look forward to sharing with you in terms of increasing revenue. There's some things I want to do with my studio here. And this new software looks exciting. Like there's so many things on my screen right now that I want to try that are pretty cool. And I've also made some changes to my studio. And let me see. I don't know if I can actually pull this off here. I'm going to try to do this as a test live on the live stream. We'll see if this actually works here. So if I do this, and I open that, let us see. So one of the things that I installed here for a variety of different reasons. So this is my normal background, and this is real. Everything back there, that's my actual shelf with all of my Met stuff and other things on the shelf. But I decided, what would I need to do, or what should I do if in fact I want to be able to mix up my studio? If you don't know, I'm in a tiny little studio space here, so I wanted to have some flexibility. So one of the things that I actually just installed, and we'll see if I can pull this off without screwing it up. So that is a green screen. To make this perfect, I kind of have to rotate the camera a little bit. So we do this, and let's see if it'll let me do... Can I go there? Well, no, hang on. I don't know if it'll let me pop up the picture while I'm live or not. Intel Magic. The other thing here, let's see if we can do this as well. You can also see the other camera. This is it. Oh, see, that worked. Okay. So now if I move that, so that's my mouse. So just one of the cool features that I'm able to do is bring in the green screen in the middle of the live stream, which is really cool. So if you're looking to do green screens, one thing I will say on this note is when I first started doing YouTube, I thought that green screens meant professional. So the first time that I made videos, I had a green screen. So that is the other. Here, check out an angle you guys never get to see. That is what this room looks like. You never get to see this. It's much easier for me to do this now on the MacBook. So that is the width of the entire space that I'm in. This view that you're looking at right here is actually the camera that's built into the MacBook Pro. So you get to see stuff that I don't typically want in camera, which is like the big printer back there and my Pete Alonso autographed jersey. But we can go in here and move this back like this, and this is what my studio typically looks like. This is how I have it framed. We'll get the string out of the screen, and there you have it. So it's definitely cool to be able to make changes like that to give me more flexibility, be able to do some different things. Of course, back there I also have, this is a television that allows me to switch up what's actually on that screen. As you see, I can switch that with my iPad that is using Keynote to basically put a presentation up on that screen back there. So all kinds of cool things. We look forward to being able to do some additional cool stuff with all of you as well. And this is just all stuff that I have built over time. I think everybody needs to have a 5-year plan. I think you need to start with what you have. And I think you need to understand that if you don't start today, or if you haven't started already, your 5-year results are always 5 years away. But once you get started, it gets closer and closer. You're not going to achieve amazing results overnight. But if you keep at it, the wonderful expression that I love is, how does a mouse eat an elephant? One bite at a time. You need to just take things in manageable pieces, add a little bit each time, and slowly develop your skills and your set and all these other things that you can do to help you make better content and reach more people. So definitely something that I enjoy doing, and something that I think that all of us, we're obviously all content creators, we all have the opportunity to do this in a significant way. So Mutt Nuts Crazy World, hello from Maryland, hello from upstate New York. It's good to see you here in the chat. Cheer Val, I've been watching your videos for years. Thank you for always keeping me motivated and hopeful. Thank you so much for watching for years. I truly appreciate it. It is quite the journey. You know, it's not always, unfortunately, even for a channel like this, especially when you neglect it for a little while, YouTube is not always easy. I know there's when you're at the top, it feels like the easiest thing in the world. It feels like anything that you create will turn to gold. But when YouTube is not responding that way on your content, it can feel like the worst. So you definitely, no matter what YouTube is doing to your content, you have to continue to make content and kind of ignore that and just try to keep putting stuff up there till something sticks. But it's definitely can be a struggle at times. And we continue to move. Hey, Mr. Camera Junkie, good to see you. Steve WB, good to see you as well. Great to have you guys all stop by the live stream. Obviously, I didn't plan this live stream. It was both just to, like I said, kick the tires, get the rust off, go live using the new setup, which is the MacBook Pro, which I paid way too much freaking money for, to be quite honest with you. So I got to get as much value out of it as I can. And of course, Ecamm Live, which I'm excited to dig into and learn all the bells and whistles that it can provide, which we've just seen a couple, how easy it is. The good thing about that is how nice, generally nice the camera is on the on the MacBook Pro itself. So if I want to switch to that camera, I can, and it doesn't look so bad. Allows you guys to get a kind of a sneak peek of what this room typically looks like. But yeah, I mean, it's just, let's see, who are you and why am I subbed? Forgotten resources. I don't know, man. You're going to have to look into that. But it's good to see, even though you didn't know who I was or why you subbed to me, that you popped into the live stream. Here on this channel, the channel used to be called Creator Fundamentals. It's all about helping you learn ways to grow your channel and to develop revenue streams around that content. I have the channel here, which is now under my name. I run a conference every year called People of Video that is in Albany, New York. So if you have ever wanted to get into a room with like-minded people and learn from experts on stage right in front of you, be able to ask questions and all that, you should definitely check out People of Video at peopleofvideo.com. We are hosting a conference coming up in September, so a few months away. We have a great lineup of speakers. We may add more as we go forward, but we're excited to be able to bring people to you like Owen Video and Tim Schmoyer and Jessica Stansberry and so many more great experts who know how to grow channels, know how to be successful, and we're excited to be able to bring them to you live and in person here in upstate New York. We have an awesome hotel that everybody loved from last year. Saw Mr. Camera Junkie there last year as well. Hopefully I see him again this year. I think I will. And we are in that same hotel. It's a Crowne Plaza hotel. It's called the Desmond. Look it up. It's a really cool venue to have an event at, and we're excited to have them there again this year. So it's going to be a good time. I forgot resources. Never mind. I saw a tutorial and subbed. That's a good reason. Hopefully the tutorials help you solve the problems that you're trying to solve. I use StreamYard to go live. I have found it's easy for me to run. I think I've used, over the course, I think I've used StreamYard. I've used, what's the other one? Restream. And of course, now I am using Ecamm now that I'm on Mac. So far, I do like it. It's a nice, clean interface. Like I said, a ton of bells and whistles that I have to learn how to use. But just in terms of getting everything set up and being able to go live quickly, it has certainly lived up to the hype. So it's cool in that regard. The one thing I'm now remembering, and one of the reasons I used to do 3-hour live streams and the air used to get so dry and I just used to run out of the ability to talk after 3 hours, I need to bring water when I do live streams. This room is exceptionally dry, it seems, but we'll fix that for next time. But generally speaking, it's been a long road. The 5-year mark for this channel is actually coming up in June. I think June 15th is when we reached the 5-year mark. So this channel started at 0. The channel that I had before it had a couple hundred subscribers. So it's what we've been able to accomplish on this channel and all the businesses or brands that we've created from this original is a pretty amazing thing given that 5 years. And it's not 5 years of full-time content creator. I've had a career the entire time. So this has all been side hustle work for the past 5 years. We've been able to reach, this channel is up to 82,000 subscribers. We've been able to create People of Video, which is bringing people together to make human connections and helping people build their businesses and learn how to generate revenue around their content. I was able to launch tubetemplates.com, which is a place for YouTubers to get affordable graphics. So if you're looking for those cool graphics that you want, like animated, subscribe, ring the bell, those things that pop up on screen, I decided that we needed to have a place to be able to get those without spending a fortune. So you can go out and spend $10 or $15 and get that animation and add it into your video while you're editing, as opposed to going out and hiring a graphic designer that could cost you a lot more. So we're excited to bring that out to people. Obviously, we have now jumped into Amazon, so we're helping people on Amazon learn more about products, help them in their buying decisions, and that has been incredibly rewarding to the business as well. So along those lines, I put out Influencer 100X at influencer100x.com, which is a course on how to use shoppable video to do those 3 hours a week and make $5,000 a month. So We've just had a lot of great opportunities here, and we're going to continue to explore new ones. Like I said, the event coming up in September is going to be a blast. Ecamm, the one who does this software, is actually the title sponsor of that event. So we're going to have the whole Ecamm team there, bringing all their magic and expertise to the event as well. So we're thrilled to have them as part of the event. Edward Thompson, still using one I got from you. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, that was the goal when I started looking for stuff. I mean, people would go to Fiverr, and when you go to Fiverr, you may spend $5 or $20 and get like a very templated version of something. We wanted to create cool looking, professional looking graphics and be able to structure it in such a way that I could pay for the development up front and be able to provide them to a bunch of creators at a much lower price point. So we're excited the way that has gone, and we'll continue to do all of those things. So Bang Gop, I'm Nawful from Indonesia. Welcome to the live stream. So good to have you. Yeah, we are, let's see here. Does this tell me? So we've been live for about 30 minutes. I'm excited that everybody has stopped in to say hello. So far, I'm impressed with the process. This makes it pretty easy to go live. To be quite honest, even the simplest things that you learn how to do when you switch from Windows to Mac, it just, everything seems daunting because the way you're used to using your hands, how you're used to using the mouse, there's no right click on a Mac mouse, and that just blew my mind. I'm like, wait, I have to use my left hand to do things that I used to do everything with my, yeah. So we're still trying to figure all that out. We're still trying to get comfortable. So that's just kind of like second nature and built into the process. And as we do that, we'll be able to do more and more stuff. But I bought the MacBook Pro. Like I said, I spent a stupid amount of money on it because I wanted to have it last for a while. And I wanted to be able to use some of the things that MacBook offers, one of which is moving from Premiere Pro, which is an annual expensive fee, to Final Cut Pro, and be able to just pay that one fee up front and get use out of it. In full disclosure, I have an editor. I've been sending most of my videos to the editor to be edited, so I haven't spent a lot of time in Final Cut Pro, but eventually I will get there, I promise. I learn English from your videos. Well, hopefully I don't talk too fast. I get a lot of complaints that I speak too quickly at times, but if they've helped you a little bit, that's awesome. So glad to be able to do that. But we are moving into the second half of the year. Well, we're almost there. We're closing out the first half of the year. Definitely interested to know how has YouTube gone for you here in 2022, or for the past couple years? I said it's been like a year since I've live streamed, but it's actually probably been longer. It was basically when COVID hit in 2020 that I just kind of stopped making content for quite a while. And we had to go through all of that fun stuff, all the remote working and all of that. And it took me a while to get back into the content mode. And you'd think going through something like that and being home all the time that you would make more content. But especially things like live streams, you just have to be in a certain mindset to do a live stream. And when you're not, it's very difficult to pretend to be a certain way on a live stream. So that definitely fell out of the rotation for quite some time. But yeah, I mean, our entire family made it through 2020, 2021 without COVID. I think my mom and dad probably got COVID in 2021. This year, my son and my wife have had it. So we've kind of worked our way through that process, totally over it and done with that. And not interested in that anymore. But yeah, hopefully we have good things to come going forward here in 2022. But definitely let me know in the comments how your channel, how your content, how your business has gone so far in 2022. Are you making good strides? Has it been a struggle? I would definitely like to know. And what's your biggest challenge this year as a content creator? Like, what do you think is that biggest hurdle that's holding you back from actually achieving the things that you want to achieve? Let me know in the comments. Let us all know. It's definitely good to talk about those kind of things with other content creators, because odds are you're not alone. There's other people who are experiencing that same type of issue, and there may be an easy solution for it. So I have found that for as long as I've been doing this, hearing, going in, like when I was at VidFest, sitting down, listen to somebody else talk about stuff I already know can still be really helpful, because you kind of prioritize things in your own brain and you move things to the side that may not be a priority. And a lot of times you just never go back to them. So hearing from other people is always good. What was the 100x link? It is influencer100x.com. Let's see if I can actually, did that click? Influencer100x.com. That is the course for Amazon Shoppable Video. All you need to be able to do to take that course is be qualified to become part of the influencer program. So you do want to get accepted with Amazon Influencer before you purchase that course, because it is designed for people who are part of the program. There are free videos on the channel that you're watching now that explain to you exactly how to apply. There is one about Amazon Influencer that has the link to the application screen for Amazon Influencer. So if you're not part of that program yet, definitely check it out. Sign up. Getting into the Amazon Influencer program is free and definitely worth looking into. So I have a bit. Oh, now see. You can't make this stuff up. The cat jumped on top of the iPad and changed my background. So he just stopped in for a minute and he's like, "Hey, we're going to change the back screen." So mental note, put the iPad face down so the cat can't sit on it, and change the screen with his butt. My niche is filled with behemoths that show up for every Microsoft search. I'm playing with morning fame to try and break through. A lot of times when you're dealing with a niche that is really big like that, you really want to kind of chew off a little corner of that and find a way. So instead of going after the most popular topic or trying to hit the topic head on, find some little corner of it that maybe somebody is not targeting. And you're basically trying to make way in a smaller section of that bigger topic. And as you start to gain steam on that little area, that'll give you some opportunity to kind of expand that reach and start to get into some of those higher ticket search terms and opportunities to reach more of that audience. So if you have that struggle, if you're up against the top of the heap that's highly competitive, you can kind of think of go for a way to focus on a subset of that audience rather than trying to hit the whole thing. Started my channel in March this year, and so far so good, but having watch hours is a mountain. We're at 2,910 watch hours. So yeah, you're definitely on the right track there. I mean, in that case, you have the subscriber numbers. You can do some simple math and figure out exactly how many watch hours you're getting per video and know exactly what type of content that you have to put out to get to that goal faster. So if you can see how much you're generally pulling in, you may be able to up your production in terms of the number of videos you're putting out and get there faster than you might otherwise do so. So as long as your videos are sticking around and you're having some regular traffic, you may have an opportunity there to get there a little bit quicker than you've done thus far. So, all right, we are 38 minutes into this live stream. If anybody has any specific questions related to YouTube or anything related to growing your channel or anything about Amazon and Amazon shoppable video, you can definitely leave them in the comments now. I'm happy to answer those before we sign off. But I do want to thank all of you for coming and hanging out here today. It has been awesome to talk to creators and like myself and get back in the mix of doing live streams. I'm glad that this went as smoothly as it did. It's going to give me the opportunity and the comfort level to be able to do this more often, to just be able to come in and pop in and set up a live stream and be able to chat with all of you. So that part is cool. So again, if you have any questions, happy to answer those for you. Otherwise, we'll wrap up today in what I will consider a successful live stream. It's been a good 40 minutes, and I'm glad to see that everybody is doing well. I'm glad to see some familiar faces out there, and we're definitely excited about what we're going to be able to do from a content perspective and live streaming going forward. So I don't see any questions out there, which is cool. You guys have it all locked down. It has been a pleasure as always, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.